It's going to fall for Ibrahimovic. Oh, come on. David Beckham. Oh, goodness me. Giassi Zardes. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Robbie Keane continues to captivate. Back from the death. LA Galaxy level things up. It is now over. The Los Angeles Galaxy have won their 6th MLS Cup.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Cosmos, episode 17. Just me and Mila today. Nobody else.
Ooh.
Star-studded duo. There was a game we didn't cover it in the last episode, so we'll cover it now. 3-3 draw against St. Louis, and then we will preview the next two games since it's a loaded slate, and we're only going to have time for one episode this week. So let's just jump into it. I'll put up the lineups here. Nope. Boom. There we go. 3-3. Klaus gets all three of their goals on what me and Mila were talking about before is just 3 piss rockets, which I think we brought it up in the last pod, but it's like more than 50% of all of his goals this season, which is cool.
I mean, yeah, 3 out of his 5 come from the Galaxy. Whatever. Story of the season. I don't want to think about the scoreline too much when it comes to Mitrovic, though, because I do think he played pretty well.
Yeah.
And those shots, all of them, he should not have gotten in those situations. But when he gets those shots off and they're going to rifle into the back of the net like that, I don't think many goalkeepers are saving that.
No, he's been really good over the last 4 games, pretty much since he came back in. I've got no complaints with him. I think that he's played out of the back actually surprisingly well. He's made big stops. I mean, he's clearly a better shot stopper than McCarthy. He's answered all of those questions. It just sucks that we don't have a reliable back four in front of him. And it double sucks because we didn't have Cerrillo in this one. And I think that if we had just had him, the game in itself is probably a lot different because I think we forced Sanabria and Parente to play that kind of 6-8 hybrid thing. And neither of them were really spectacular at that. So tough. Really tough.
Yeah, tough is right. In terms of the back line, I don't have any improvements for it with the current personnel that we have. The only thing I would do if we could do it, I don't think we can, is bring in a younger guy to play next to Yoshida who isn't what's the word? I'm looking for the right word so I'm not a little out of pocket. Who's a little more tactically aware.
Put together,
sure.
Mentally
it's not
astute?
even mentally astute, sure. Let's go with that. We've talked about it plenty of times. Garces is by far one of our best athletes on the team, and his physical attributes are next to none. We have no one that can compare to that in the back line, but it hurts that we either have 2 very intelligent center backs who are towards the end of their careers in terms of legs, and then this guy who has all the legs and no brain power to go with it at the moment.
It's just a tough position.
But like the thing is, Yoshida and Zonka are going to stay in together just because they're not trying to kill each other. As long as that connection, that partnership is intact, I think they'll stay together. The issue with Garces is that those mental issues earlier in the season were starting to cause issues between him and Yoshida. And once that relationship falls apart in the center back pairing, it's over, dude. Like that's the only thing. So we either have to wait it out with Yoshida and then bring Garces into the team, I think, or we're gonna have to go look for youthful center backs.
It makes the Jalen Neal trade all that more puzzling just because you had that option and he was making no money. And even if it had gotten to the point where he just walked for free, like I almost think I could have just understood it. But now you're just stuck in the spot where you're not playing the young option that you chose over Neal. And then you're forced into this Zonka Yoshida pairing, which is just way too slow. I mean, look, if
Yeah.
I'm
I
not.
don't think this was
I'm
ever the
okay
game
with
plan, though.
the. What was that?
I don't think this was the game plan. I know we talked about it months ago, maybe even a couple weeks ago, but I think Zonka was brought in to replace Yoshida.
But aren't they the
And
same age?
yeah, exactly. You brought in Zonka to replace
Like
Yoshida, not
to
because of his
help with
age,
those
though,
skills?
just to help bring in that experience back into the team. We thought we were going to lose him. We end up paying him, overpaying him, if anything. And we're stuck with this partnership because Yoshida and Garces didn't work out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm at a point where I just like I know that Garces and isn't like the perfect fit anymore, and I know that they don't like each other, but like I just don't think it's sustainable to have Zonka and Yoshida play together. Like
No,
Klaus,
I agree. But
it's
neither of
not
them
that
are
he scored.
sustainable.
It's not that he scored. It's just that every single time we got beat over the top by Klaus, who's not young and not
Mhm.
like physically in terms of that. Like Garces probably
Yeah.
sniffs all those chances out. Um, You're right though. Like if your captain doesn't trust the guy that he's next to, like the manager's not going to go against it. We've backed ourselves into a corner. The only way out now is to actually just get a center back in this summer
Just
transfer
don't.
window, which I think you have to do regardless. But I
Who?
don't know what
How?
the move is.
How? How are we going to go get one? I
Would
know
you
this
be
was supposed to be a review of the last game, but there's really not much to say other than our defense should have held this together.
I mean, you want to talk about the good before we get into that summer kind of period?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can brush through all of it, honestly, because
Okay.
Royce, we all kind of had him continuing to do what he's been doing, to be an impact for our team offensively. He created 2 goals. And not just any 2 goals. He had that beautiful back heel to
That's the
Nascimento to
goal of the
get him his
season.
first goal. Yeah. And then you have the I don't remember how it came about, but he had that assist on one of the pet goals.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. There was a cheeky little build-up, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
the
I don't
ball
remember
went
how it ended up
from
at Royce's foot.
Yamane straight into Nasi, who then laid it off into Royce, like down the side, and then it was just
Yeah.
played back across. It was a really nice goal.
So we found him going check. One check, one box checked. Nascimento got his first goal. That's another box checked. I think it's pretty smooth sailing from here in terms of his performances. If he can continue
Yeah.
to do what he's done, he's creating chances for us. He's scoring now, and he's just alleviating some of that pressure for Peck, who finally gets his goals in a nice little brace. I don't know. We really couldn't have asked for much more other than the defense to hold it together for this one game. And
Yeah, the defense holding together. I would like to see a little more out of Paintsel. So timid. It's just not the killer that he claimed to be all of last season. It just hasn't been there so far this season. He had a couple chances to either put the game away or, I mean, like the passing up. It was the right play to put it across and leave it up. I
yeah,
can't remember
I
who the
remember the
runner
play you're
was,
talking about.
but it's tough.
I,
I
I
don't know.
do. I
I
think
want
I'm
him to take a
kind of
shot.
the same with Peck. I'm just a little less fed up because he's had less time on the pitch.
Sure.
Where it's like we have such high expectations for these guys, these DPs, but we've talked about it. There was no chance creation at all in the beginning of the season,
Right.
let alone some of these guys weren't even playing. It was just Peck at the time. We gave him a little too much slack.
We did.
Paintsel comes back. He looks good, but he's not getting the GNA that we necessarily need from him. But he's working hard. So it's like, I don't know. I think the form will come for both of them. Hopefully Peck is hitting that good form now and we're done with the bad form. And Paintsel, it's not I wouldn't call it bad form. I just think he's a little rusty.
Yeah.
I think you put it right. Timid is a great way of putting it. He seems a little shy, not confident in himself to score, which is kind of where we were at with Peck. It was like, you
But
guys
yeah.
get to the fucking spot and then half-ass the shot, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
More.
that first shot of the game with Peck, I thought it was going to be more of the same from him. So maybe it is just seeing the ball go in the back of the net on something that's not a tap in
Mhm.
is just what's going to be important for Paintsel. The thing is, I'm not worried that he's going to get out of the slump. It's not like the center back pairing thing or the back four thing where it's like that's an issue that I just don't see us resolving. I see Paintsville getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only thing is that Cerrillo miss, like him, this being his second accumulation suspension is so irritating because he is our most important midfielder. Like I think he's more important than Royce. I think he's more important than Sanabria. I think in terms of just the base structure of this formation, he does so much. And the fact that this is the second game that he's missed because he's just not being disciplined enough, like that's frustrating. I think Grant brings it up with like Caicedo a ton, and it's not about being over aggressive. It's just not playing with your head on sometimes. Where like Caicedo realized that he's on a yellow. He's got X amount and he can't get another one. We cannot have you get another one. You're way too important. Cerrillo is the same kind of fundamental picture here because, especially if this is the back two, in terms of athleticism, like him not being there is you can't have Zonka, Yoshida, and Royce on the pitch at the same time and not have someone that can make up that ground. It just doesn't work.
To that point, though, I do think that because of that back pairing, he might just be gassed. And that mental clarity is just hard to come by later in games.
It's fair.
Because he's so tired and he has to cover a lot of ground playing as that lone pivot.
No, but you're right.
I really don't know. I think we do look better with him in the team, and you're right. He does need to stay on the pitch, or at least in the lineups. None of these stupid accumulations where we just miss him for a game and kind of just have to write that game off. But I don't know. In a time where we're struggling, it's not the end of the world that these other guys get a look for a game and can get some legs underneath them. So I'm not really worried about that. If it continues to happen throughout the season, yeah, I'm totally with you. I think we have an issue. But hopefully after this, hopefully we can get some points from the next 2 games and then go back home and he'll be okay.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it could be that mental slump along with the team slump is what I'm hoping it to draw it down to.
Yeah, he got the yellow in a game we finally won. So, I mean, you're probably right. Yeah. He was so excited to finally get the first one off the.
Or he was like, fuck, I need to make sure we win this. And he just went a little too hard. Like,
probably both are right. Probably both are right. I don't know. But let's transition to summer because I think that there's a couple things in terms of the backline pairing that are important. I'm going to throw up this tweet from Alex Ruiz. Ricky will start on-field work in the coming weeks. I don't know. Obviously, that's not a clear timeline. That's what it says in the tweet. But if we're saying that Ricky's on his way to being back on the field, my assumption would be August is the timeline, right? Like
I would like to see a little more information on this in terms of when he starts contact again. I think that'll be more of a telling sign because field work is just him on the field in cleats.
Yeah, running
it's
and
great,
stuff.
Fantastic, but he could be doing that for a while, a very long while. And
do you remember what the Rodri kind
That's
of thing
the thing
was?
like these guys are fucking sickos and they want to come back on the field as soon as possible. So it's a nice mix between the doctor being like, all right, calma, relax.
Right.
Like we don't need to rush you back that much. And I think it's a very similar scenario where it's like you're the best player on the team. Your team needs you. But what are you fighting for this year? Other than to say that, oh, I was the best player last year and I didn't get to back it up, which I think is probably the biggest thing for both of them in that situation is that like, oh, Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, didn't get to back it up, got injured in September, ACL tear whole season. Ricky takes his team to the finals, basically, tears it in the semifinal, doesn't get to back it up the whole next season, and his team's fucking shit.
Yeah.
So a lot of that, as a player, I think you're putting that on yourself. You're going, hey, this is my fault, even though you can't control this shit. It happens. It's part of the sport. But they want to get back to, one, help the team, help their mental, But yeah, like back to what I was originally saying is that the once he starts contact, I think we'll have a better timeline of when he's coming back. Him just returning to the field is a little vague in my eyes.
Fair. It's super vague. But this is the first thing we've gotten at all about
That's
Ricky,
great. It's
which
about
is good.
that time though, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I want to say August, September has always been kind of the ACL tear timeline. Like that's the 9-month mark, really.
Well,
I'd
he
like to
tore it
see him
in
play
what? He
regardless,
tore it
just
in
because
September?
no, he tore it in November.
When was that game? Oh,
Yeah, he
so
tore it in
right.
November.
You're
So I want to see him out there. I'd like to see him, regardless. Like I want to see him play this season because I think that in a closed system like the MLS is, you just have to build continuity and you have to get like even if this is the worst season ever and we go on like a 3-game win streak at the end of the year, like that's so important to building something for
No,
the year following.
definitely. I
That
think with him though, it's more so just
being healthy,
he is our best player.
yeah,
If there's nothing to play for, do we rush him back?
I wouldn't
And
rush him back.
exactly. But that's the whole question too, is like, are we rushing him back or is he ready to come back? And like we know nothing based off this. This just
Yeah,
means
I'm assuming they're
start
in the
working
same
more on the
up.
field. It also says in the coming week, so that means he hasn't started. Like, is he started working on the field or has he not?
We'll start working
Start
more on the
working more.
in the coming weeks. Does that mean he's already been on the field?
That could be very possible.
That makes
It's
this
super
tweet
vague.
even more
This
vague.
this
That's
could be like a month away, not a month away, let's be honest, but it could be a month away, or it could be 4 months away, and they want to take it safe. But this means nothing to me.
it's something.
Sorry,
I
Alex.
had to bring it up. I had to
No,
bring it up. Uh, the other bit of news that I didn't get a screen grab of was Julian Aude is gaining interest again.
I saw that. I just saw that an Argentina league team was interested in one of our players, and I assumed it was
Yes.
Aude.
He's had links to going back to Argentina all year. I think that if we don't give him game time, like that's the one thing that if like he doesn't start playing, then you got to get rid of him.
How much money does Aude take up?
He's a U22 designated player, but he ages out of that this summer. So like if you can get a transfer fee for him, you don't have to make him a DP or a TAM, whatever that next step is for him.
Yeah,
And then
right.
that's I mean, look, if you're gonna play Nelson every single game and maybe like a Cuevas ends up filling that like need or Harbor Miller, then you sell Aude and you go look at a center back, right? Like that's the clear fix for me.
That's
Or
exactly what I'm thinking. It would have to be an under 22 center back, but if
yeah,
we can
that's
find
the
a
perfect
smart one, that'd
position
be
to
great.
be. Yeah.
Preferably like a 20-year-old center back, so we
Yeah,
don't have to
someone who
pay
can
him
be
for like
there
2
for a
years,
while. Uh-huh.
or
And
don't
then
have to
I
count
mean,
that
I
as.
put up the Ricky tweet in the beginning just because like if you can figure out a way of like hemorrhaging the minutes between Royce and another Cam like Lepley, and you can move off Fagundes towards the back end here because he's on an expiring as well, where like another team might want to pick that up for a playoff push, and you can get a center back that way. Those are the two ways I saw the summer kind of
Okay,
rolling around.
I could see that.
But
I mean, I can see both of them, honestly.
it might be the way to do it regardless. There's going to be so much stuff. I trust Wilkins to do something. I don't think he's going to sit on his hands. I don't think you can when you're this bad and you just gave your coach a contract extension, but who knows at this point? This team is just it's been really just so down all year that like this has actually not been an awful spell. Like any other year, if we picked up a draw, a win, 2 draws, a loss, and a win, I probably wouldn't be. Or sorry, 2 losses, 2 draws, and a win. I'd probably be upset, but I wouldn't be like as down as I am right now. Like that loss or that draw at the weekend was deflating more than anything because I thought we were going to pick up 3 points. We just got sucker punched again in the 90th minute. Like, but here we are.
Yeah,
We are again. Fuck's sake. So who do we got next? We got Colorado. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
On
Colorado's in a 3-game skid of their own. They don't have Zach Steffen because he's hurt and on international duty. So it's a big loss for them.
Negative 21 goal difference.
Yeah. Don't look at that. You don't want to look at that. Don't look at that. Mihaljevic is, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's their star guy. He was their star guy last year in the playoffs for him. He's clearly their best player. He's one of the best players in the league, in my opinion. Creates everything for them. He's their only real threat this season. I think he's got 9 GA, 7 goals, 2 assists.
Their
Yeah.
striker's got like 5 goals.
Oh, sorry. Did he play in their last game?
Oh,
he's got 5 goals.
yeah.
Navarro. Never mind. Sorry, I kind of forgot about Navarro. But yeah, they haven't scored in their last 2, which means they're going to score 4.
I'm licking my lips at that defense. That defense is ready to be exposed by 2 of our killer P's and 1 Marco Royce.
Yeah, you've got old Reggie Cannon's decent.
Yeah.
But them not having Zach Steffen makes me feel a hell of a lot better.
But it's not a bad defense. It's an average defense is what I'm going to put it out as. But we should have more than enough talent going forward and enough momentum with our attack recently to put this away.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we need these 3 points. If we can get this win and I win or a draw from the next one, like 5 points from 3 away matches in a row, I'll take that. And then we have a stretch of home games. We could do a lot with that.
Yeah. No, this stretch could be the stretch that turns it around to give us a shot at a playoff push. We'll ultimately know like it's really there or not. But I mean, if you can get Peck firing going up against that defense with Royce, his in Colorado though, right? So altitude. Fucking hate playing in Colorado.
I hate playing Colorado. Not at Colorado. I just hate playing against Colorado. I don't like it.
Stupid Rapids. I'm not looking at. I no longer am looking at teams thinking it's an uphill battle every game. Like I feel like we're gonna win this.
We should win this. Don't expect us to keep a clean sheet, but
no.
Do we want to do a little predicky?
Yeah. Let's do a predicky. Yeah. Let's do a prediction.
Dude, the 3-1.
3-1.
Galax.
Fuck. Took it out of me. He stole it from me.
Let's go Nasi, bro.
Kid's balling.
I like him a lot. He's definitely got that flair to him, that Brazilian flair, but he's also got a little bit of that dog in him too. He's like the perfect. There's 2 ends of the Brazilian football player.
Yeah.
And he's right in the middle. It's perfect.
He is right in the middle. He's class, dude. If we've gotten anything right so far, I think it's that. He's in.
As long as he wants to stay.
Yeah.
Because he's on loan. So it's
right,
like, did we do enough on our end to keep him? Like, the team he's from right now is 6th in the respective league, and they are outplaying European teams.
Yeah.
And we are last in our respective league, not in the tournament. So I don't know. We gotta do a lot to keep him, I think.
I think as long as we offer him the minutes, because he was just not playing at Botafogo. Like he just wasn't playing. So if we give him the 9, which he plays like this the rest of the season. What's up?
They just got rid of their 9 though.
Oh, Igor Jesus. Isn't there like 3 Igor Jesuses that have been like bouncing around from team to team?
So there's an Igor Jesus striker
on LAFC as well.
Oh, really?
I think so.
There's also
or maybe it's just Igor.
There's an Igor Jesus.
The striker's going to Forest.
There's 2. It's one.
Right?
It's the LAFC center mid, and then the
striker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's one too many. Should only be 1. Igor Jesus is not a normal name. At least it's not a normal name to me. Is that a normal Brazilian name? Am I just not? Am I missing out on the lore there? Igor Jesus specifically, like is Jesus? Jesus is, but like is Igor like a?
Well, you have to remember that these are not their full names.
Oh, that's right. It's like their middle name. Like one of their middle
Actually,
names.
Igor Jesus Maciel da Cruz,
Da Cruz.
it was the Botafogo Nottingham guy.
Okay. All right. 3-1 in Nasi. That's where that tangent came from. I will go 2-1 Galaxy and Peck. He's got 4 goals in his last game and scrimmage game, so that means that he's gonna have 6 in a scrimmage in 2 real matches. So yeah, Peck gets
Okay.
both. We win 2-1. Go back. I think we go back to Diggs after that, right?
Nope.
Is it
We
really
got one
another
more
away
away.
game?
3 away, 3 at home.
Why have we played so many away matches?
I don't know. Because we got that win, and I was like, oh, nice. Like, we can build some momentum. And then it was 3 away games. And I was like, oh, all right. Guess we're not building that momentum.
Oh, that's right. We play at fucking. Okay, yeah. Let's preview that real quick. We play at Stanford.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck predicting that game. That I don't
Really
know. It's
prediction.
never a normal game that you play a game at Stanford and immediately like every player becomes a different variant of themselves. It's never
Should we go?
normal. If I wasn't going up to the Bay later, I would. Or do I just go early?
Go early. I'll drive up.
It might be worth it. They just recently beat us. We were both there. That sucked. I feel a lot better about our chances now than I did then. They also lost to So last 3 beat us, lost to St. Louis, drew against Portland. They play Dallas before us tomorrow. They've been good all season. Bruce Arena's got them kind of clicking. But I mean, to our point earlier, like you win the next 2 games. I know that's super doubling our win total there, or almost doubling our win total. You immediately take out 6 points from both San Jose and Colorado, which are 8th or 9th.
Yeah,
We're right there.
We need the swings, definitely.
I mean, if you get that type of swing, man, I mean, wow. 14 points. That'll put us 1 off of 14th.
This is just the issues. Like, we're so much better than these teams.
We are.
Unlike, we dug ourselves a fat hole that I don't know we're going to be able to climb out of. But if we do climb out of it, I think we're going to see a lot of holes next to us when we get out the hole.
Yeah.
I'm like, these games individually don't worry me. And I know, like you were saying, the Stanford little thing, they just play different. But us, the way we've been playing, going up against this San Jose team, I'm not scared anymore.
I'm not either.
I think we just need to turn into a wall in the back. Maybe drop us Surreal in between the center backs more often. I don't know what to do, but I think we're good. I think we're in
good too.
a good place too. And I think if we get those swings like you were talking about, anything can happen and we can jump right out of this hole.
All right. This is the halfway mark. So, I mean, if we won 1 game in the first 17, 18, you got to win, 9 of the next 18. Essentially, like, I honestly, like, if they win 9, which is a crazy thought it's a crazy thought process to have right now. But if they win 9 of the next 18, like if you win 50%, I mean, anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Anything's possible.
It's so hard to think about this team because if you just look back to less than a year ago, we were undefeated at home. That's 50% of our games that were just wins or draws, like no losses in that.
I mean, most of the
That's
games
all we
that
have
are
to
left,
do, basically. We just have to get rid of the rest of the games and not lose in them. Obviously, not all of them will be at home, but
we played most of our games away, right? Had to have.
I can check right now.
Let's see. We're 1, 2, and 5 at home. That's so eight of our 18 games have been played at home.
Okay.
So more than the second half of the year will be mostly at home, which is a good thing because if you can stack wins and then have an away game in the middle there, then that's how you get a 3-game winning streak. Obviously, under Vandy, we haven't done that a ton, but that's the way to do it. Like if you were to get like a home, away, home, like 3-game streak going, and then I'm probably thinking about this team differently. I think we're going to be aggressive regardless in the summer, so there's going to be that
hope so.
extra juice.
Yeah.
I'd have to assume so. I don't think you can be this bad.
Well,
We're no longer wooden spoon, by the way. That was an important
I
part
know.
of.
Oh,
That's cool. Yeah, that I guess we kind of skipped over that, but it's not that it's super important. Montreal has
sure?
3 points. Oh no, I'm looking at the home games. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
We're
I'm
still
stupid.
last.
Nope.
I was like,
I'm
wait.
gonna drink that. If we win this and Montreal loses, we'll be tied for the wooden spoon.
Yeah, it depends.
Well, they'll have us on goal difference, but
Yeah. Damn.
unless we win by your if we
I
win by
had
your
thought.
score line,
Yeah, we should be good.
yeah.
Oh, this is what I was gonna say. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 7 games until the League's Cup. I think
Holy
we're gonna
shit.
pick up form. We're gonna destroy teams that come. Anyone that comes in our way, we're gonna destroy them. Gonna look like the better team, outclass them. League's Cup is gonna come around. We're gonna get back from League's Cup, and that team is not gonna be the same team.
I like it. You think
I
we'll
don't like
win?
it. I hate it, but I
Like,
do think we'll pick up points in this recent stretch of runs, and then I think we'll get a little unacclimated to the league in that 3-game stretch, and then come back not looking the same. Because it
that's
is
what you
3
mean.
weeks
Sorry.
or
I
three
misunderstood.
games. Yeah,
It's 3 at least.
3 at least, exactly. Do we play in between those though? No, right?
No.
That's not
It's that
good.
whole month is
That's
off.
really bad.
But what could you say at the same time? Let's say we win 4 of the next 7. That's very optimistic. We win 4 to the next 7. You go into a month break. You play like 3 or 4 more games, and then Ricky's back.
That
Timeline
could be
wise,
the game changer. That could be a
that
big game changer. Yeah.
that's pie in
But
the sky.
okay, that's fair. Let's take back
Those are the
my
2
prediction.
we're gonna see which
Yeah,
side of
one
the
or the
coin
other.
that falls on. It's the
I mean,
way too
yeah.
optimistic or the what's happened this entire season.
I don't know. I don't think mine was optimistic or negative in a way. I just see it happening like that. I could see
That's
us
just
getting
what's
our
gonna
hopes
happen.
up. We're gonna be so giddy. We're gonna be slapping teams around until League's Cup. Go to League's Cup, underperform, get back from League's Cup. That team that was slapping everyone up, opposite. We're getting slapped up. And I feel like that, I guess that is just an extreme look at our season right now.
Yeah.
But except for you'd have to subtract the success because we've had 1 win.
Yeah.
So
that's a
if we
good
can
point.
get those wins at the start, like fuck yeah, manifest.
If we win 4 games, then you just need to then my outlook on League's Cup becomes a lot different. You just need to make it out of the group
That's
stage and
okay.
play
That's a
1
good way
game.
of looking at it.
But if you
Yeah.
don't win 4 games, then League's Cup becomes the priority. And you got to win a trophy.
Okay. Mhm.
So we're winning on this podcast regardless. Unless they lose in both and then we
Just give
and then
20
it's
predictions and then 1 will hit.
yeah.
We're
Well,
hedging
fuck,
our bets.
that's what we did in the beginning of the year, and I think we got 1 right. This
Which one did
podcast
we
is
get
making me
right?
go delusional. That's what's happening. We did a league look in the last one, and now I can't understand this team again. I went full 360.
I don't know. I try every once in a while to rebuild the team on FM, and then I look at the finances, and I'm like, it's not updated either. So like they're giving me the team before we get Ramirez and before we get rid of some of these guys, and I'm looking at it and I can't register the team.
Oh, it's like no, this
Because
isn't
no,
good.
they weren't able to. We were not able to register our team in the summer, or in the beginning of this season,
good.
prior to the season, which is why all the moves had to be done, and we are with the team that we have right now.
Yeah.
But when we talk about these moves that we have to bring people in, it's a lot of fucking math bullshit.
It
Like
is.
you have to look at his age, his country, all of this crap, and then it makes it really difficult. So back to the summer for our team, I think it's going to be difficult maneuvering.
Probably.
But like you were talking about with the Audi getting rid of Fagundes, I could be both of them, to be honest.
There could be more.
I think what Fagundes is on a TAM deal though.
Max 10.
And Max 10. Okay. That's two players that can really help our team right now that aren't really doing anything.
Yeah. Look, if someone came in with an offer for either of them tomorrow, I'd probably take it. Just simple math. I mean, it's just the simple math of it. Like, if we got rid of Delgado and Neil and all those guys because of the math of it, like, you have to get rid of those guys because of the math of it. It's just the unfortunate part of this league. It's the only league that forces you to do that, which is why it's the most difficult league. And it's why in the Club World Cup, only one team has done well. And it's the team that's fucking messy. Like, that's just the world that we live in. I love it. I love it.
Crazy. Can we somehow get Coletta Carr from Lyon, who just got relegated?
Sure. Anything's possible.
28-year-old Croatian center back.
Sounds good to me. I'm game.
I just saw his name when we were talking about Lyon earlier.
If you figure it out, on FM, let us know and we'll live stream it. You can show everybody how you did it.
I'm like, guys, look. You have like a full beard,
Like,
gray
yeah,
hair.
That makes sense.
Did it. I did it, guys.
That feels like the right note to end on. Is us in delusional FM land. Talking about a Lyon player. Fuck's sake. You cool to end it?
Yeah. Manifest.
Manifest.
We must manifest.
2 straight W's by the time we next record, and it'll be Andrew, you, me, and Dari. But for this one, for myself and Mila, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Ballet, Highland champions. They're going to go alone. Still back. What a goal. It's 6. They just cannot stop scoring. The volley from Bono. Yes. San Jose carved open with a world-class pass from Ricky Pooch.
Glittering Galaxy, and Landon Donovan is the match winner.